to part 2 of Mr. Bunting speech in the debate about the Portmore becoming a parish today.
This brazen, undemocratic, and dangerous piece of legislation that seeks to undermine Jamaica's hard-earned democratic traditions. Let me be unequivocal. Let me be unequivocal. This bill is not about progress.
Hank, you see that person that just come in the comment section? This bill is not about progress.
This bill is not about governance. This bill is not about the betterment of Portmore. This bill is a cynical political maneuver designed to subvert democracy and manipulate the electoral boundaries for partisan gain. This bill is a wolf in sheep's clothing, dressed up in the language of development, but fundamentally rotten at its core.
Thank you. That was a perfect statement.
It represents a blatant attempt by this Jamaica Labour Party government to gerrymander Jamaica's electoral map, bypassing the Electoral Commission of Jamaica.
Exactly.
An institution that has for decades been entrusted with the independent and non-partisan responsibility for setting constituency boundaries. Mr. President.
That is important. The non-partisan responsibility of setting boundaries, electoral boundaries. Non-partisan, what does that mean? You don't have any bias. The JLP went into this bill with a clear bias, and the bias came out of evrald Warmington mouth. And for that person that I just blocked, I unblocked you. Listen to what evrald Warmington said, and tell me that this is the PNP stopping progress. Listen to what he said.
The most difficult of the three was Portmore Ban, and we made it much easier now. I've been fighting before 2011 when we had the last boundary change that Portmore should not be the Spanish town. And today I'm happy to say that we have the boundary that we wanted all along. For real.
We got the boundary that we wanted all along. We the JLP. They don't care about the people of Jamaica. They care about power for them damn self. G. Roy.
Mr. President.
Get BCIC Smalls, the lowest third-party insurance in Jamaica for as low as $50.
You know that you are disturbing Senator Bunting. Continue, Senator Bunting.
Thank you. Mr. President, this is an unprecedented attack on our democratic framework. And it must be rejected in the strongest possible terms. It is a shameful assault on our democratic principles.
Of course.
For over 40 years, Jamaica has been a beacon in the Caribbean and beyond for its progressive approach to electoral governance.
No, you see, let me just put this in a way for the labor rights them to understand how much this is wrong. If the PNP was in power and decided to start going down this road, having a majority of the House, if the PNP was in power and started to go down this road, can you imagine if the PNP did this with the 18 years they were in power? Can you imagine how the JLP would have reacted? How they normally react with badness? Can you imagine how Jamaica would have turned upside down? But you see, the PNP don't operate like that. And that's what I noticed. I have noticed this from when I was a very young child. As a teenager growing up. Without anybody, my parents never talked to me about politics or ever tried to sway me one way and tell me, oh, you're born liberal. No. I did not come from that type of home or that type of community. I was always there to have an independent type of thinking for myself. Right? And I noticed the individuals anytime I watched Parliament when I was young. And I see it on television. How the Jamaica Labour Party, some of them still about now. Pernell Charles, Desmond Mackenzie, they always conducted themselves with a certain level of this bully and badness type of thing. They never came off to me as intellectuals, right? That is here for the betterment of the people. It's about power and the grabbings. You understand? Bless up yourself, Chelsea. I always notice that. When I hear PJ talk, PJ is an intellectual. When I hear him talk, I have to go in a dictionary. I say, hold on, what you want to say? See how guys same thing too. I say, yo, hold on. What you say a while ago? But you see the majority, I even see how sometimes him going at some look about this type of vibes too. But see, you know, him talk some things. When me have to say, yo, me really have to go look in a dictionary. What him really mean? See? But the majority, the identity, the characteristic of the Jamaica Labour Party has always been the bad man party. In my eyes, as a youth I grew up. I mean, know say politicians are trickster. See? But me I try to show you. The Jamaica Labour Party been bullies from morning. Been bullies. All the PMP go down the same road that the JLP is going down. In changing municipalities down to the affecting the polling divisions and the polling stations. When the PNP go into power, you're going to hear all the labor right them are going to say the PNP them wicked. But them want to come in on the comment section and come tell me say PNP don't want progress. Eh? PNP don't want progress. Virgin, we need to talk it truth, man. We need to talk it truth.
The ECJ has stood as a bulwark against political manipulation, ensuring that no government, no matter how power hungry, can unilaterally shift constituency boundaries to its advantage. It is this principled approach that helped bring an end to the political violence of the past, where hundreds of Jamaicans lost their lives in the bloody run-up to the 1980 election.
Exactly.
But this is what happened with Portmore with the march into the council. 2 MPs. 2 MPs.
It is this principled approach why just a couple elections ago, one by the slimmest of margins, was accepted without protest by the parties, losing party and the general public because of the principled approach that the ECJ has taken.
That is true. Those margins were very, very close. Some of them lose by 100 votes. Some of them lose by even 50. Very, very close margins. And it was accepted. Nobody never ran and go on. It was accepted that yes, we lose and then move on. But with this type of the JLP is doing now, oh, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Prepare for the most roughest political ride in the history of Jamaica. I'm telling you, this is not going to be pretty. God alone can intervene and take down them people here where I try to get third term the wrong way. May I tell you that?
No, Mr. President. This JLP government, in a shameless bid to tilt the scales in its favor, seeks to override this long-standing system by adjusting constituency boundaries.
Share up the live, people. Share up the live, please. Like up the live.
This is a naked abuse of power,
of course,
perversion of the parliamentary process, and an outright betrayal of the Jamaican people.
That is it. That is it, my
Emotional damage.
The people of Portmore have spoken before, and they have spoken clearly. They have long cherished their unique status as Jamaica's only city municipality. They fought for and won the right to elect their mayor directly. A democratic innovation that has strengthened local governance and community representation. And yet, this JLP government, in its arrogance, believes it can strip them of this right without even consulting them in a meaningful way.
People, Kamina Johnson Smith earlier in this live stream said out of our mouth that the PNP has not given any good reason as to why the Jamaica the Portmore shouldn't become a parish. If that is not a reason, I don't know what is. So for instance, they changed the borders of Portmore. Say for instance, Portmore is a parish. why did they take away the people of Portmore's unique right in their bill that they passed? Why did they take away their unique right to actually choose the mayor that they want? If it's about bettering Portmore, right? Why did they take out that part of it? More one labor right answer me, since I was not talking about progress. The fact that the Portmore can choose the mayor that they want. How many times have we seen political parties have rift between them as to who they want to be their prime minister or to lead the party? It happened in the Jamaica Labour Party and it happened in the PNP. It caused a tie of, it severed ties between people. Why I think Lisa Anna is no longer or is going out on the next trip for the PNP? Because deep down she still hurt, in my opinion, that she was not chosen to be the prime minister or the leader of the PNP. She is still hurt, in my opinion. So she wants to move on. Yes, she's hurt that Mark Golding was chosen. And there are some people within the PNP, they might be over it now. But at that time, they were hurt that Damien Crawford. A lot of people want to see Damien Crawford because of this same black and white thing in Jamaica. We have a lot of issues, is what I'm saying, as a people. There's infighting in those regards. So, wouldn't you want, as the people, whether JLP or PNP, to have the right in the constitution and in the space of electing to say, you know what, I think that this man or this woman is the right person to lead Jamaica into the path of success and progress and prosperity. I choose you regardless of your political affiliation of any party. Independently, you are the man or you are the woman for the job. Wouldn't you want that? And I think that would be a resounding yes for all when thinking Jamaicans. Then ask yourself the question, why did they take away the provision of the people of Portmore to elect the mayor that they want for themselves? You know why? Because it's all about gerrymandering. It's all about them controlling the assets. The money, 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 money. Money. Make sure you take that and smoke it in your pipe. All labor right and all people, anybody at all where one-sided and not use them brain.
Where is the referendum? Where is the democratic process? Where is the voice of the people in a decision that so fundamentally alters their political reality? It is nowhere to be found.
Nowhere.
Because this government fears what the people
Angela Blackwood, big up.
You talk about what the people said in 2020. What did they say in 2024? Which is a much more up-to-date version of their opinion.
Exactly.
They know that if the people of Portmore were given the choice, they would resoundingly reject this bill for the farce that it is.
Exactly.
This is gerrymandering disguised as development. Let us call this bill what it is: gerrymandering legislation. And for the public that may be listening and looking on, let me explain what is gerrymandering. It is the deliberate manipulation of electoral boundaries to favor one political party over another. And that is precisely what is happening here. By redrawing the boundaries of Portmore to create a new parish, the government is attempting to carve up constituencies, particularly East Central St. Catherine, deliberately altering the political balance of power to its advantage.
That's what Warmington said.
This is not, believe what Warmington said. He's on the record saying that is exactly the purpose. Mr. President, this is nothing short of an attack on free and fair elections. For decades, Jamaica has stood proudly as a model of democratic integrity, where the setting of electoral boundaries has been left in the hands of professionals, not politicians with an agenda. Let me repeat that. For decades, Jamaica has stood proudly as a model of democratic integrity, where the setting of electoral boundaries has been left in the hands of professionals, not in the hands of politicians with an agenda. By bypassing the ECJ, this government is recklessly undermining the very foundation of our democracy, throwing aside decades of progress to return to the dark days of political manipulation.
Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
You know, I want to refer to a document that I researched. It's titled The History of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, and it was done in September 2024. But it highlights some of the persons who have contributed over the years, starting with the EAC and then transitioning to the ECJ. And what we're doing here today, what this JLP government is doing, is betraying the contribution and the memory, in some cases, of many of these great Jamaicans, these patriots. Professor Mills, Mr. Peter John Thwaites, Mr. William Chinsey, Professor the Honorable Errol Miller, the Honorable Dorothy Pine McClarty. We're talking about people like Dr. the Honorable Paul Robertson, the Honorable Shirley Miller, Mr. O.K. Melhedo, the Honorable Bruce Golding, Dr. Reginald Irvin, Professor Murray, Dr. D.K. Duncan,
Wow.
Miss Portia Simpson,
We got Mama
Honorable
P.
Errol Anderson, Carl Samuda, Mavis Gilmore, the Honorable Donald Barrington Buchanan, and the Senator Anthony Johnson.
In relation to the Senate?
The Honorable Peter Phillips, Senator Ryan Peralta, and though he was on the other side, I would say he was a champion for an honest electoral system. He was relentless in championing the EVBIS, the electronic voter identification and ballot issuing system. And Mr. President, I could go on. When we transferred, when it became the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, we had, again, Honorable McClarty, the Honorable Maxine Henry Wilson, people like Professor the Honorable Gerald Layla, Errol Miller, the Honorable Michael Peart, Burchell Whiteman, Senator Tavares Finson, Honorable Justice Clarence Billy Walker, yours truly, Honorable Justice Carl Harrison, Professor Alvin Wint. All the contribution of all those eminent Jamaicans are being dashed by this attempt here today.
Terrible, man.
Speaker's time is up. Minister.
Mr. President, the Speaker's time having expired, my TD permitted such time as required to complete his presentation.
Question is that the Speaker be allowed sufficient time to complete his presentation. Those in favour?
Aye.
Those against? The ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill is about creating a parish in name only. In reality, it is a political scheme.
Of course.
Let us ask the critical questions. What benefit does this bill bring to the people of Portmore that they couldn't get without this bill?
Thank you.
Does it give them better infrastructure? No.
Ding, ding, ding.
Does it provide them with a public hospital? No.
Ding,
Does it
ding,
create
ding.
a parish court, a cemetery, or a public
Ding,
market?
ding, ding.
No, and no.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. So, big up the general. Big up. But Chicago, how you doing, lad? Salute to you. Listen, man. That is the ultimate question there. What does this bill do for Portmore as a parish that it can't do for it without it becoming a parish? Does it make it all of these things, all these deficiencies that it don't got?
The ayes have it.
Listen.
Thank you, Mr. President.
This is key right
this
here.
This bill is about creating a parish in name only. In reality, it is a political scheme. Let us ask the critical questions. What benefit does this bill bring to the people of Portmore that they couldn't get without this bill?
Thank you.
Does it give them better infrastructure? No. Does it provide them with a public hospital?
No.
Does it create a parish court, a cemetery, or a public market? No, no, and no. Instead, this bill leaves the people of Portmore in a state of political and administrative limbo.
all lies will be exposed. That's all.
That's what he just did.
And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Mr. Bunting just exposed all the lies that was being told.
It severs them from the resources of St. Catherine without offering them anything in return. It would be a parish in name only.
Exactly.
A hollow designation that serves only the political ambitions of the Jamaica Labour Party.
Sad.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. President, the opposition stands resolutely against this assault on our democratic norms. We will not stand by while this government tramples on the will of the people. We will not be complicit in the destruction of our independent electoral system. We will fight this bill with every tool at our disposal. To the Jamaican people, I say this: do not be fooled by the empty rhetoric of this government. This is not about development. This is about power. This is about control.
Exactly.
This is about undermining the democratic institutions that have served this country well.
Yes.
If we allow this bill to pass, what will the government carve up other parishes to further its political agenda? Will it redraw the electoral map every time it fears losing power? I could anticipate a bill coming next week trying to change the boundary between Manchester and St. Elizabeth to remove the Alligator Pond division, which will be strongly supporting the PNP.
Hey, Mr. Bunting, I know I give them no ideas, you know. That Jamaica, if you no see, if listen to the questions that the man is asking, you know, he could anticipate them moving Alligator Pond from its constituency and going into another parish. You, the Jamaican people, just either you don't care, you're not listening to what is going on, and much like most Jamaicans that don't follow the politics, because you see, you guys are afraid to stand on the side of truth because you don't want anybody to say, oh yeah, PNP. Listen, my channel is not a PNP channel. Anybody have an opinion about it, I feel them business that. Any day I see the PNP going to power and do anything close to what Andrew wants to do to this country, we're not going to see and hear about it. At the same energy. I don't care about colors. I care about the state of the country. Because I have to live here. And I care about how we're progressing. And I care about democracy. I don't want to live in a dictatorship country. And this is where it's going. Because they're going against the constitution and doing what they want to do. What will be next, ladies and gentlemen? Ask yourself the question. What will be next?
Mr. Speaker, this end run around the Electoral Commission about this convention.
Get the lights up, guys. Get the lights up.
Developed and observed and has served this country well. This is really an attempt to retake that power from the Electoral Commission, retake that responsibility, and redraw the electoral map by using constituency boundaries. This is...
Senator Bunting, just hold a second. Hold a second now. All right. This is...
Yeah, I don't want to waste no time listening to that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Morgan likes it or not, it should make you uncomfortable. Repeat. Mr. President, and I repeat my last sentence. Whether Senator Morgan likes it or not, it should make you uncomfortable. This is about undermining the democratic institutions that have served this country well.
Marlon Morgan there at the blouse and skirt place and can't keep his mouth shut. Because he thinks him there on nationwide. And he thinks him there on the media. Kind of different than I said it, my friend. Tap your nice and make the man talk. I want you. A woman.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Oh, Dada. Now sit down. Must make you uncomfortable because you know you're on the side of the evil. You know you're on the side of wrong. You know you're on the side of the wicked government. Right? And what? Because you have full your pockets and you make some money now. And then it's all about the paper. Allegedly. That's what it appears to be. Huh? Like up the like, people. Let me get the 150 likes now. Yeah, man. everybody with up on the live, me know say I supporters them because you know the Labour them down, they don't want that heat there now.
It is a dangerous precedent, one that we must reject with every fiber of our being.
Of course.
Mr. President, authoritarians, tyrants, wannabe tyrants, petty tyrants, all attack institutions,
yes,
undermine institutions. We have observed the litany of attacks from that side on an institution called the Integrity Commission.
Yes, talk about it.
We've seen the litany of attacks from that side on that institution. Now we're seeing this attack on the Electoral Commission of Jamaica.
One of the attacks on the Electoral Commission, the first strike they strike is when they took out the political ombudsman. I'm going to continuously remind you guys of that. You know. The political ombudsman removal was the first attack on the electoral office. And you must never forget, and if you don't know the real purpose of the electoral, the political ombudsman, then ladies and gentlemen, you need to go do your research. He is the political umpire. He's the referee. Him not on the side. And he was removed. Why? Because Andrew Holness knows him of the side of the parliament of the majority. So in that area of the electorate, that would affect the same move of Portmore becoming a parish. The political ombudsman would have to be involved. And amongst many other things and responsibilities the political ombudsman has. But it is up for you, the people of Jamaica, to educate yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Educate yourself. And don't be fooled by the Jamaica Labour Party. But you see, they are banking on you being a dunce, you know. The Jamaica Labour Party is banking on you being illiterate. The Jamaica Labour Party like supporters with dunce. They don't like people that have sense and have intellect and can reason. Because they can't pull a fast one over with eye. Them can't trick with. Them don't like people them can't trick. Right? So if you're gonna walk around like a big dummy, like a stuff pillow, that's you are the right candidate to support the Jamaica Labour Party. Yes, perfectly right. Them like the dunce thing, man. Dunce. Because then they promote dunceness in them campaign, you know. With the clocks and everything, you know. And the type of music where they wanna play in them campaign and I promote in the first general election of them win. And Jonas win. Yeah, they wanna promote dunceness. And the chopper lifestyle. Yeah.
The opposition will vote against this bill. And we will not stop there. We will fight it in the court of public opinion. We will take this issue to the people. And if necessary, we will challenge it in the courts. This bill is an affront to democracy, an insult to the people of Portmore, and a disgrace to the principles of fair governance.
Of course.
We say to this government, shame on you for attempting to turn back the clock on Jamaica's democracy. Shame on you for trying to manipulate the electoral process.
Shame.
Shame on you for thinking the Jamaican people will stand idly by while you dismantle the democratic safeguards that have protected our nation for decades. This is not just a political fight. This is a fight for Jamaica's future. And we in the opposition will stand on the right side of history. We reject this bill, we will resist its implementation, and we will defend Jamaica's democracy with everything we have. Thank you.
Now, if you let me know when you think about that in our comment section, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man, big up Mr. Bunting, man. Big up Mr. Bunting.